A pleasant good evening and welcome to SAT TV News. I am Nisha Charles.
And I am Deslyn Joseph.
And we are your presenters for the evening. Thank you for joining us. Among the major developments, Solid Waste Management says landfill has an increase in debris.
IICA prepares to celebrate its 70th anniversary.
Turkey hits targets inside Syria after border deaths.
And in sports, West Indies face Australia in men's and women's semi-finals of ICC World 2020-2012.
Details of these and other stories after the break.
Communications Limited, the people's choice. Join hands with us. Come and sign up for your digital TV connection today. We got the sharpest, cleanest, brightest digital TV connection. No antiquated analog service, only pure digital, and many new packages coming soon. With latest in sports, movies, children programming and much more. So if you have your flat screen TV and you want to see quality TV, join now. Sign up today for your digital television. Support local, support SAT Telecommunications Limited, the people's choice. Support local, support SAT Telecoms Limited, the people's choice. Join hands with SAT and come in and sign up for your digital internet connection today. The fastest broadband digital internet. Why settle for imitation when you can get a better choice? Choose from our 5 packages. We've got the warm-up package going at 256 kilobytes for $28.75. We've got the Breezy package at 1.5 megabytes going at $57.50. We've got the Maverick package at 3 megabytes going at $69. We've got the Jetstream package at 4 megabytes going at $126.50. And we've got the Warp Drive package at 6 megabytes going at $241.50. So come in today and join in hands with the family of SAT Telecoms Limited and sign up for your fastest digital broadband internet service today.
Thank you for staying with us. Now for the details of the news. On the 16th of November 1988, the groundbreaking began for the construction of the Nehemiah Comprehensive School. On Wednesday, October 3, 2012, the staff and students, along with well-wishers, celebrated its 18th anniversary. For 18 years, the Nehemiah Comprehensive School, the NCS, has influenced education in Dominica, and Oscar George, one of the founding members, says the idea for universal education was influenced by the school, the success of the school.
The authorities thought that if Nehemiah Comprehensive School could do it, they could do it too. What they did not know was that the success of the Nehemiah Comprehensive School was the Lord's doing. Moral and spiritual instruction played a vital role in shaping the lives of our students.
Despite the challenges they face, they say that the quality of the end product has remained excellent. Agriculturalists, business managers, meteorological officers all emerged from the school. Former Minister for Education, Mr. Henry George, says that at the school they were dedicated and committed to a just and worthy cause, and they need to be praised for that.
Parents, you know that nowadays many people are no longer satisfied with a simple, family-oriented life. The commercial world produces more and more goods and uses its advertising skills to try to entice the public. Millions of parents spend long hours at work. Sometimes they hold 2 jobs to enable them to buy those products. Millions face day-to-day struggles to put food on the table.
He asks parents to be strong and focused and to discipline their students so they can be better citizens.
Give them good examples of spiritual and moral behavior. Amen. Inculcating them an appreciation for hard work. I say hard work and honesty. Teach them to love. Teach them to be patient. Teach them to respect the teachers, the elderly among them.
Alexis Simon, a past student, is grateful for the strong morals and spiritual instruction that was given to her at the school and says it has helped her tremendously on her path in life.
I'm a manager of a company. I am not only a manager, but I'm a friend, I'm a counselor. And it's because of this moral and spiritual instruction that was taught to me that I can make a difference in people's lives. So students, please take advantage. It's a great school. I wouldn't ask anybody to go anywhere else because you get a full package. You don't get the academics only. You get the academics, you get the Christian upbringing. You just get a full package.
And in more local news, the official opening of the Carolec Human Resources Conference under the theme The Learning Organization Building a Resilient Workforce was held on Wednesday, 2012. Over the next 2 days, new ideas will emerge on how to create and maintain a resilient workforce.
With so many challenges confronting us today, we know too well that every job can lead to stress. How people cope with that stress can be influenced by many factors, and it is always the HR manager who has to deal with and assist employees to cope with those situations by ensuring measures are put in place for their well-being and their families by extension. A major concern here in Dominica is that a number of sick days within any given year.
Chief Executive Officer of VF Inc., Dr. Valda Henry says one of the goals as a manager is not only to stay ahead of the competition, but it's also to lead the competition. Dr. Henry added that there is no single way to become a learning organization. She says every organization should look at its own history and develop its appropriate learning structure and style.
And he offers a framework for creating a learning organization based on 5 elements. They are the organization itself, and by that it means it creates and fosters a powerful productive ways to learn, and it does so for its culture, its vision, its strategy, and its structure.
She stated that we often say that the people are our most important resources. However, the truth is, do we really mean and show that?
Or is it really just a cliche statement? He argues, Marquette, that if people are empowered to learn both inside and outside the organization, whatever they need to know to improve productivity, and that is critical. Technology is also critical, and so the organization must have the supporting integrated electronic network and tools. Knowledge, and that is so key. We often speak in HR of institutional knowledge. The truth is, how many organizations truly ensure that knowledge is institutionalized?
President and Chief Talent Strategist of Talent Analytics, Mr. Conrad Samuels, announced the Human Resources Department of the Year.
I would like to award the 2012 HR Team of the Year to Dr. Jackson is going to accept, to PowerGen, the PowerGen of Trinidad and Tobago.
Do we have a representative from PowerGen? Yes. Please, Ms. Dr. Jackson, can you step? Yes, please. Congratulations to PowerGen.
In more news, residents of Portsmouth and environs, and on a wider scale Dominicans, are being urged to flock to the Portsmouth Market on Sunday, October 7th. This is coming from parish priest of the Portsmouth Catholic Church, Father Herman Shapley's, as the parish will be hosting a fundraising grand bazaar to go towards the rebuilding of the Portsmouth Catholic Church.
In 2004, during the 6.0 earthquake in Portsmouth and of course Dominica at large, the church in Portsmouth and many other structures were destroyed. As a result of that, from that time onwards, there have never been a church, a major parish church in Portsmouth, in which the people could have the celebrations, various liturgical celebrations. From that period up to now, we have been on a major fundraising drive, and we have been able to see the end of day with the beginning of construction on the 3rd of September 2012. So construction is ongoing, the project is going quite well.
Father Shapley pointed out that so far through fundraising efforts, the church has raised EC $1.3 million, which is good, but far from the over $3 million EC dollars estimated for the new church. As a result of the large gap of additional funds needed, there will be a grand bazaar directly after church on Sunday, October 7th, 2012 at 10 a.m. and he's advising all who can attend to patronize the fundraising event.
With construction starting and work ongoing, there is no need for us to stop the project because of the lack of funds, and therefore we want to keep the process and keep the work going on, and therefore we are asking the general public to come and support us at the bazaar. There will be quite a lot of things on sale, food, you have household items and new clothing. So the public, please come and support us at this bazaar at the Portsmouth Market. Also, we have in New York, the New York Portsmouth Roman Catholic Church Rebuilding Initiative. That's a group of parishioners based in New York, and they too are having a grand event as a fundraiser for the church, and it's going to be on Saturday the 13th of October and at Our Lady of Grace Church, 3985 Bronxwood Avenue, Bronx, 10469, and that event is going to be held again or efforts at raising funds for the church.
Father Sharpless added there will also be other fundraising drives such as their parish dinner, which is coming up in November. He said that it is very important that whenever they have fundraising events that the public patronize, as 100% of the funds generated are going into the construction of the new Portsmouth Catholic Church, a church that was there for over 150 years.
As one would know, if you have a structure that has served the parish for 150 years, and all of a sudden you are left with nowhere to worship, then the public is certainly affected. As a result of the destruction, the church had to move to the Portsmouth Market for over a year to have church, because we had nowhere else to worship. And it means every Saturday they had to clean the market, prepare the market for church the following Sunday. While they were at the market, a tent was purchased, and so the old church was destroyed, and where the site of the old church was used to put up the tent. But the tent was temporary because after a period of time, the wind tearing up the tent, it became unusable. And during the period of that time, we built a parish hall, and that's where we are at the moment. We have made the parish hall very conducive, but we cannot make that church because it was not built for that purpose.
The structure will be constructed in 4 phases, and the estimated construction time will depend on the flow of funds, hence the reason for the public's participation in their fundraising events.
I want to make an appeal again to the public. I think this event is very, very, very important, and it's important from the point of view that if you come and support it, you'll be making a contribution towards the construction of a house of worship for the people in the parish of St. John and St. Louis, Portsmouth. We have gotten to the stage where we cannot always depend on people who do things for us, and so a fundraising effort is the hard work of the church people in doing things and getting the funding to help themselves. So your presence there will not only contribute towards the building of the church, but be encouraging for people who are working hard to help themselves. So therefore, we want to make the appeal to you, come, be part of it. It's from 10 o'clock at the Portsmouth Market, and we're expecting very large turnout.
Father Sharpless added they will have a 90-degree seating arrangement at the new church and will have some design elements of the Goodwill Church incorporated in it.
And in more local news, General Manager of the Dominica Solid Waste Management Corporation, DSWMC, Mr. Bristol Lawrence is urging Dominicans to take reducing, reusing and recycling very seriously now more than ever. He made a statement as he indicated that data from researchers show that each year the volume of waste in Dominica has been increasing.
In 2009, total waste collected was 17,109 tons. In 2010, 19,317 tons. In 2011, 20,434 tons of waste, an average of 57 tons daily. This increased quantity of waste represents no doubt some new challenges. The first challenge, the increased load to the sanitary laborers. And let me say special thanks to you, because most of the time when you do a good job, it goes unnoticed. But we all know the reaction when you don't do a good job.
Mr. Lawrence added that the increase in waste also presents numerous challenges to the trucks and equipment at the landfill, which persons should understand. Like every other institution, the corporation is feeling the strain of the global financial downturn, and a change in the way of how waste can be treated and disposed is a process they are constantly trying to improve. At the same time, when they are confronted with these challenges, there is an even greater challenge with the decrease in mainstream revenue to run the daily operations of the corporation. Mr. Lawrence pointed out that this is closely related to the drop in environmental levy associated with the cruise industry.
Notwithstanding those challenges, there have been many positives. We have seen the increase in payment in tipping fees at the landfill, meaning that persons are taking responsibility and disposing of their waste properly. We have seen an increase in residents' contribution towards garbage collection fee, and I would like to specifically highlight the community of Sylvina. A community without a village council have seen it fit not only to do more, but have come together and create a holding area to place the garbage, and have also gone ahead and starting to collect contributions to help sustain the service.
On a more positive note, Mr. Lawrence stated that the community spirit has been overwhelming, namely when it comes to the removal of derelict vehicles and hazardous waste in the environment. Over the last 12 months, there has been the removal of approximately 600 derelict vehicles and over 10,600 used lead acid batteries from the environment.
Let me say thanks to all our partners who have assisted in this effort. To the Kama Group, who have provided a crane truck for 2 months for the movement of derelict vehicles. To the Environmental Health Department, who provided the leadership on the ground and staff. Public Works Corporation, Dominica Police Force, Petro Caribe, Grenadine Gas Inc., the village councils, and all the other partners who played their part. In the area of recycling, we have seen great improvement. There have been increase in export, job creation, and revenue in that sector.
The General Manager says they remain optimistic that recycling as part of the Free Hours campaign will not only assist in waste management, but will bring across other social and economic benefits to Dominica. He went on to say that with the cooperation of the public and private sector, they will work towards driving growth and sustainability for the environment.
With only 23 days left to the staging of the 16th World Curl Music Festival, patrons are being asked to refrain from bringing weapons in the Windsor Park Sports Stadium for the event. The police have tried to deliver the best professional service to safeguard people's lives and their property during the festival in the past. Mr. Nicholas George, head of private security, says the private security firms and the Dominica Police Force will have a unified command at the park throughout the event.
When you purchase a ticket or you are accorded an accreditation pass, you will have access to the park, but you are advised to leave a number of things away from the park. Don't carry them. Don't carry licensed firearms and unlicensed firearm and ammunition. Don't carry it, because no hunting will be allowed in the park. The hunting season, there's no wildlife that would be in the park then.
He asked persons to leave their knives, scissors and ice picks home. Entry into the park will require a valid ticket or an authentic ID card to which one is accredited.
If you try something else, then you would be questioned and denied entry. If people try to force their way through, they might find legal action being taken against them. But we really do not want to take legal action against our patrons. We just want them to come in and enjoy a crime-free environment.
On a more upbeat note, the response to the festival has been overwhelming in the French Antilles. There were extensive promotions done in Martinique, and people were encouraged to book early for the 3 nights of pulsating rhythms. Mr. Leroy Waddox Charles, promoter of the festival, is confident that we will see returning nationals from the French Antilles for the festival.
This is a special year where a fallen gladiator, a fallen Creole monumental figure, we're dedicating this festival to his memory, to the works. Jeff Joe did so much work for us in the French Antilles. I'm not even sure if anyone can ever come together and put together all the works that he actually did. The friends from RCI told me that just before he died, he made a sound which have never been played on radio.
He is urging Dominicans to attend the festival for at least one night, if all three are not possible. Events coordinator at the DFC, Mrs. Natalie Clark-Mead, says the next Friday Duive will be a homage to Jeff Joe and will be held at the Crazy Coconuts.
Next week it will be networking with Dominica Can Dance, and also having all our Creole dances at Crazy Coconuts. The last Duive will be Creole Rip the Runway, with a young up-and-coming fashion designer, Nicole Robinson. She is spearheading that, but it is being fashioned in a way where up-and-coming seamstresses and other fashion designers can have a chance to come and show us what they're working with.
And in more local news, A Decade of Grace is now available for only $65 as Bishop Gabriel Malzaire launches his new book on October 4th. The bishop is celebrating his 10th anniversary as well as his 50th birthday and stated that it was from this his idea originated. He says the book is a compilation of all his homilies preached over the last 10 years, as well as important messages which addresses many aspects of people's lives.
The big book itself, as I said, it is, I would regard it as very substantial in terms of the varied topics that I raise, that I talk about. I mean, it spans over the entire, what you call the liturgical, the year of the church. So you have things for Christmas, New Year's, and the Chrism masses, ordinations, and homilies on various. Of course, each homily takes a different topic, and therefore it elaborates on the message that I'm trying to communicate in the spiritual sense. So I think it would be quite nourishing for the average Catholic, and also for non-Catholics as well, who would like to, or anybody who would like to read it. It's really a good text, I would say.
Bishop Malzaire noted that the book is not only for Catholics. He says the messages and homilies in the book are addressed to any and everyone. The bishop added that there are also topics in there that relates to the issues of Catholics' faith.
Every chapter is a bit of mine. It consists of 47 chapters, and the book is 257 pages long. So it is a good substance for people to read. I mean, some people have heard of my homilies, and some have complimented me about it, and I think it would be good reading for not only for Catholics but for anyone who wants to seriously reflect on the faith.
He says one of the motives of writing the book is to use it as a fundraiser for the cathedral renovation.
As you would know, that we have a mammoth task of rebuilding or renovating the cathedral. And we need about $8 million for that. And well, this project is an attempt to help in raising some funds. So from this evening, we will be having the launching, and we will have the books on sale. And it will be costing $65 for each copy. Now, we will also ask those who are able just to give a big donation, for the book. So this is what I would like to communicate to the public, that I want to encourage them to purchase the book.
The bishop says although he feels like he has accomplished a lot, there is much more to be done, and he hopes that he along with the public can work together.
Acting Police Chief Superintendent Daniel Carbon has been appointed to continue to act in the office of Chief of Police of the Commonwealth of Dominica Police, effective October 1st, 2012 to December 31st, 2012. The acting appointment continues as a result of the retirement of former Police Chief Mr. Cyril Corrett, who retired on July the 6th, 2012. Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerritt appointed Mr. Carbon, who was head of the Criminals Investigation Department, CID, as acting commissioner in July of this year. The appointment raised and still raises controversy, as the Opposition United Workers' Party leader, Mr. Hector John, said it was illegal since the opposition was not consulted before the decision was made. Mr. Carbon says that his new acting position is a job that has been very hectic for him, so far as it is a new challenge for him. The acting chief has been a police officer for 26 years and has served in several departments of the Dominica Police Force. Mr. Carbon says that becoming an officer of the Commonwealth of Dominica Police Force was something he always wanted to do. He says that his vision for the police force is to restore the strong reputation it had once before, as the public's reception of the police force is not at the point it should be, and there is room for improvement. Members of the drug squad conducted an operation in the Louvier area about 3:15 p.m. on Wednesday, October 3, 2012. During the operation, driver of vehicle registration number TJ330 attempted to escape with the vehicle from being intercepted by the police. During that time, the vehicle struck pedestrian Carl John Baptist Peter of Point Michel, who resides at Virgin Lane, then police vehicle registration number GA362, and then into a utility pole. Having searched the vehicle, one submachine gun with 13 rounds of ammunition was found and seized. The two male occupants of the vehicle were also were arrested on suspicion of possession of the firearm and ammunition. The injured pedestrian as well as the occupants of the vehicle were transported to the Princess Margaret Hospital Accident and Emergency Department, where they were treated and discharged, except for one of the occupants of the vehicle who was admitted. He is in stable condition. Vehicle registration number TJ330 was extensively damaged, while the police vehicle received minor damages. In more news, on Wednesday, the 3rd of October, members of the drug squad conducted an operation in the heights of Font-Saint-Jean, where over 8,500 cannabis trees were uprooted and destroyed. No arrest was made. This operation is part of the Commonwealth of Dominica Police Force's continued effort to fight the growing drug problem in our society. Investigations are continuing.
And in court news, Goodwood resident Danes Peters was charged with grievous bodily harm towards Kester Edwards, who resides in the same village. On September 1, 2012, Mr. Edwards and Peters got into a fight on the basketball court in Goodwill when the defendant stabbed Mr. Edwards. The defendant's mother, Mrs. Ina Peters, a retired maid at PAMH, appeared at the court today to stand bail for the defendant. Magistrate Kanya George informed Mrs. Peters of the consequences if the defendant does not show up for bail, and she agreed to go along with the decision. $15,000 bail was granted to Mr. Peters under the conditions that he reports to the Roseau police station once a week and to stay away from Mr. Edwards, which includes their basketball team. Trial begins on the 25th of April 2013. And in more court news, Miss Tisha Thomas from Stock Farm filed a complaint of harassment against Miss Nadia Samuels from Pottersville. Miss Thomas stated that she has been harassed at work and even on the streets by Miss Samuels. The defendant pleaded not guilty. The trial for this case will begin on the 12th of January 2013, where Miss Thomas was asked to bring in her witnesses if she has any. This has been the local segment of the news. Coming up next, regional highlights.